So let's start with your business. What are you doing?
Well, we're a full-service digital marketing agency. We specialize in a couple of verticals. Education is one of our primary verticals. We work with the glass industries, glass and mirror, auto glass, that sort of thing. And we're working now in the music industry, not musicians, but manufacturers of musical equipment. So we do everything from website development to inbound marketing. That's a phrase a lot of people have heard of. Lead nurturing, marketing automation. We do a lot of social media marketing, paid advertising, and Google AdWords, that sort of thing. And we basically want to become our clients' full digital marketing department.
Cool. Okay, so how do you help them, and afterwards, how Feng-GUI helps you to help your clients?
Well, with all of our clients, whether it's in the music industry or the education industry, they have a goal. For example, schools, their goals are enrollment, okay? Their target market are not students, they're parents, right? And so we help them with their branding, their search engine optimization. We build their website for them. That's one of the areas Feng-GUI comes into play is, it doesn't matter what we do to get traffic to a website. If it doesn't convert, it's not successful. And that's one of the main, that's why Feng-GUI is one of our main tools that we use, right? When we're building a website, when we're taking over an existing website, we do it as part of an analysis, and we look for holes in the design, areas for improvement. If an area, like a call to action, is not getting any attention, there's not much of a call to action. Right, so we'll have to make some changes in order to see if it's really going to have a positive effect. And it becomes very time-consuming and expensive to just arbitrarily move stuff around and make these changes and just cross your fingers. I hope they work. So that's where Feng-GUI comes into play, is we can kind of simulate what the reaction is going to be without putting a lot of effort into it. We can do multiple tests, like we can say move a call to action button around in several different places. We can change its color, its shape. We can move other elements around, and without having to make that live, we can upload an image and we can get a pretty good idea about how the target market is going to behave when they come to that page.
Okay, great. So it's like multivariant on steroid, or multivariants that you get an advantage before actually going and testing, A/B testing a few variants of the page.
Yeah, it saves us a ton of time and money.
Would you like to speak about your relations with WSI? I know that you're referred as a top gun, as a I don't know, guru or someone to look to.
Well, we'll go with top performer would be
okay.
About right. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's how I found out about Feng-GUI through WSI. That's one. WSI, for most people won't know, but they're a international network of digital marketing consultants. And one of the things that they do for us, which I really value, is they vet top level suppliers, right? I'm not sure if I would have heard of Feng-GUI without them. By now I probably would have, but I got exposed to you guys early on, and it just seemed like it could become an everyday tool in our toolbox. Okay, one of the things that there's a couple of things that attracted me to it right out of the gate. One was the graphic nature of what the reports are. It's like they're not complicated. You have to read a little bit into it. You have to kind of really think about what you're looking at. But if once you know what you're looking for, they're pretty easy to follow, and you can tell that this area is not getting enough exposure. People are they're just glossing over a critical element on the site, and you can kind of see that at a glance, and that's what I really like about it. I'll tell you this, and I bet no one's told you this before, is all the reports that I look at, the one that I like to show clients the most is the opacity report, which is the simplest of all reports, right? Because at a glance, this is the way I describe it to my clients. At a glance, you can see what filters through to a human's brain, what gets through during the first 5 seconds of being exposed to a page. So, you can really relate to that. Like instantly, you look at that and you're going, all right, where's my call to action button? No, it's not there. No one's looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Wow. Thank you for the feedback. That's our aim to make it as simple as possible and with a fraction of the cost of traditional eye tracking.
Yeah.
So maybe final question or just before one question. So you've been using it like 10 years back and forth, and do you think that it's standing the stand of time, like the tool?
Yeah, I do think it's withstood the test of time, and things have changed, not the product, but the way websites are designed. Back when I started working with you guys, everything had to be above the fold. Okay, there were drop-down menus and sub-menus, so the snapshot pretty much was of everything above the fold, and that worked by itself. But since people became their behavioral patterns have been changed by working on mobile devices like the iPhone and Androids, right? So now scrolling and ingesting websites is a very linear type of thing, right? So it's easy to scroll, right? You don't need a mouse with your finger. People expect to be spoon-fed information in a very linear fashion. So it's no longer just what's above the fold. So you're going to find a lot of modern website designs have like a hero image, right? But that doesn't really tell the story. It's once you scroll down below that, it tells the story. So now what we're doing, same tool, but what we're doing is we're taking double screenshots, one above, one below, right? And of course, you're going to get different reactions. But these days, you're pretty confident people are going to scroll below the hero shot. So it's a pretty safe bet. So yeah, the tool has withstood the test of time. The only thing that's changed is website design, and the tool still works fine.
Yeah, okay, great. It also brings new challenges for us as well, like scrolling and animations and a few things that also push us to make changes at the service itself, like even making the application itself to be adaptive for mobile devices. That was also like something that we had to do a few years ago. But
Yeah.
scrolling while scrolling, that's nice. People are being informed with information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so between 1 to 10, how likely would you recommend Feng-GUI to a colleague, not to a competitor?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what I'm doing right now, but that's okay. Yeah, I would give it a clear 10, and here's my reasoning: is you guys did all the work to make it simple on our end. It's easy to use. I mean, ridiculously easy to use, relatively easy to interpret, and I do recommend it. I recommend it to other consultants in the WSI network on a regular basis. I do something called a digital marketing blueprint certification course. And so WSI sends me to different parts of the globe. I've done this in Dublin, Ireland, and I just got back from Brazil a while, just last week. And been to New Jersey, the Garden City. And part of my certification course is utilizing this amongst other softwares. As when you're doing a blueprint, in other words, coming up with a plan for your client, well, part of that plan has to do with, well, how do we increase your conversions? Let's do an analysis on your website. So we do multiple tools for a website, but in terms of the visual aspect of it, that's what we use Feng-GUI for. So there are built-in recommendations in my certification course.
Okay, wow, thank you very much for your kind feedback and for your time in this interview and for being it's not like loyal, it's from the inception. It's like almost a beta person. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again when we have new features.
No, well, and thanks for putting out a great product. And yeah, let me know when you have new features. I didn't know about that mobile thing. That could be pretty handy. Thanks, Raphael.
Thanks.